Hey, what's up y'all? So I'm here with yet another pedal demo you already know, and it is yet another one from Joyo Audio. This is the second of 3 that they've sent me, and this one's a compressor pedal. So you saw me demo a different compressor a couple of weeks ago, but honestly there's a lot of different compressors out there and they all seem to have their own flavor and do their own thing. And I forgot to mention, but as always the timestamps are going to be down in the description below, so if you want to skip all of my talking here and go straight to the tone tests, feel free to do so. So today we're checking out the Joyo Audio Avallon compressor, and as you'll see on the front of it here, it's a very simple layout. So we have our input knob, we have release, we have attack, and then we have ratio. And then I do have it going into the Revv G20 lunchbox amp head again, just because this already has a really great clean tone, and I wanted to demo how a compressor can really clean up your clean tone and make it sparkle a little bit more. I have no other post effects here, no delays, no reverbs, no nothing like that. The Revv G20 is going directly into the King's Cab impulse response within Logic Pro, and that is it. That's the entire signal chain here. Obviously I'm using a different guitar today. You all usually see me with my headless GOC guitars. Today I'm using a Kiesel Aries 6 that I've had for a really long time now, and this is using their Beryllium pickup. So it's got the Beryllium humbucker and then 2 Beryllium single coils as well. Kind of modeled this after one of Charlie Robbins' old guitars that he had with Kiesel, and obviously he's changed his builds since then. So but you're going to hear this mostly on the neck pickup today because I love a good neck single coil tone, but you never know, maybe I'll mess around and we'll listen to some bridge tones as well. I will note that I'm probably not going to show off the middle single coil because I have a problem with hitting it with my pick while I'm playing, so I've actually got it slammed down into the guitar. I've screwed it down as far as that it can go. All of you Strat players that don't like the middle pickups, or anybody that plays an HSS, will know what I mean. So as far as settings right now, so I'm going to play through the amp itself. You'll notice that I have the treble pretty far cranked. I have the gain up pretty high as well, and that's because I have this on a higher setting. It's on the 20 watt setting. Then I have the mids a little bit past noon, and then I have the lows a little bit past noon as well. And this is what the clean tone sounds like with nothing else going on and the Avalon turned off. Alright, so that's just the plain clean channel on the Revv G20. As you can tell, it's actually pretty sparkling clean. It sounds great. Now, I have output matched on this pedal, so that way I'm not getting a huge bump in output, making you think that it sounds better because of it being louder. We all know that that perception of loudness will make us think something sounds better, because louder is always better, right? So the settings that I've first dialed in here, I've got my ratio a little bit above 4, and then my attack at about noon, release a little bit over noon, and my input is cranked a little bit because these are lower output pickups that I'm using in the neck and the middle. All right, so I'm gonna play that same riff again with the Avalon turned off, and then I'm gonna turn it on and let you hear it with these settings. So right off the bat, I hear that it is definitely doing the thing where it's clamping down on the lows a little bit there, and they're not as accentuated as they were before. Again, I'm using the neck pickup, so there's plenty of lows happening right now. And it is helping to bring out those notes that I'm hitting a little bit softer, and I really like the way that it's barely coloring them. It still sounds like the amp, it still sounds like this guitar, but it's making everything a little bit more audible and a little bit louder in context of the rest of that little riff that I'm playing there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and sweep through some of the settings here and let you all hear. I'm gonna keep playing that same little riff there so you can hear. But if there's something else you all would like to hear me play through one of these pedals at any point, please leave it down in the comments, because I'm always down to make another video demoing these pedals the way that you want to hear them, so that way it can help your decision. Alright, so that's the Avalon on the clean channel. Now I know I said I was just going to do a clean tone today, but I just want to hear it on the overdrive channels and see what it does to like maybe a little bit of lead playing. I'm not a great lead player. Again, if you've watched any of my videos in the past, you know that I'm not a great lead player, and I admit that, but I am working on it. But we'll play some lead-like riffs real quick, and I'm gonna put this over on the dirty channel. Alright, so as you'll hear now, I do have it dialed in on a nice dirty tone here, and I do have an overdrive going. It's the opaque drive from Substation Onyx, and it's on my desk behind me, so you can't really see it. I'll put a picture of it up here, and everything that I'm using is down in the description below. But other than that, the amp and everything is the same. Avalon is still turned off. And this is what the high gain tone that I came up with sounds like. Alright, and so you are going to hear a good bit of noise there because I don't have a noise gate hooked up, and I don't think the G20 has a built-in noise gate. I'm not sure. I know my PV Invective does, but I don't think the G20 does. And honestly, I'm too lazy to hook up the noise gate right now, so we're just going to keep jamming this way. So let's go through what I pass for a lead tone, and then I'm going to turn on the Avalon and try and dial in that same lead tone there. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn on the Avalon now. And I'm going to level match to make sure I'm not like blasting the output here. Alright, cool. So we're actually good on the level matching there. So I'm going to go ahead and crank up the ratio a little bit to about there. And we're going to give it a little bit longer release. And I'll probably leave the... No, let's crank the attack a little bit as well to get rid of some of the pick noise. And then without it, a lot of sustain on this amp without it, actually. It's pretty great. But with the pedal, obviously quite a bit more. So tell me, what would you do as far as setting up a compressor pedal for a lead tone? Again, you heard I'm not a great lead player, I'm working on it, and I know I need to put more work into the tones themselves, because obviously you heard no reverb or delay there, just because I'm talking about this pedal today. I'm not talking about reverbs or delays. But a little teaser here, because we're talking about Joyo Audio, I do have one more pedal from them, which is sitting right up there, and you can't see it right now, but it is actually a delay pedal, and I will be demoing it in my next video. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can come back and check that out. It'll be my first time demoing a delay pedal and my first time dialing in a real delay pedal. I'm only used to doing it on plugins on my computer and not with a hardware pedal. So we'll see how that goes and see if I can make something usable out of it. I know everybody else can, but we'll see if I can. So yeah, the Joyo Avallon, really great compressor, especially for its price. I'll put the price up here on the screen just because the price might have changed since I filmed this during the holidays. I want to make sure I'm getting you a little bit more accurate pricing as of the time of me filming this video. But it definitely doesn't break the bank. It's one of the more affordable compressor pedals out there. It looks good. It has these sick green lights, as do all of their pedals. They have different colored LED lights for their other pedals as well, but I love how this looks both on a pedal board and just sitting here on top of my Revv G20, to be honest with you. So great pedals. They're very well built in my opinion. I know I'd seen some people in the past saying that they're really flimsy, but it is a metal housing. It's got the same type of foot switch as pretty much all of my other pedals do, so I don't see what people are talking about there. It does take a normal 9-volt plug, so if you have any Boss style plugs, you're good to go there as well. You don't have to worry about it. And it just does the thing. It's a very simple pedal. There's not a million different controls on it, so you can learn how to use a compressor pedal a little bit easier if you're not used to using them, just like myself. But yeah, thank you all for sticking around as long as you did. If you have any questions or suggestions or feedback or anything like that, please throw them down in the comments below. I do read every single one of them. I'm not a big channel. I have plenty of time to do it because I'm also unemployed. So yeah, let's talk. Until next time, peace and love. I'll talk to you soon.